When Goku unleashed the Absolute Flame, something happened that no one could have predicted. His body, his soul, and his very ki didn't just disappear. They merged with the fabric of existence itself. Goku ceased to be a person. He became the essence of creation. Every star that burns, every atom that spins, every second that ticks by, now resonates with the pulse of Goku's own heartbeat. He transcended mortality, godhood, and everything in between. He became what instinct truly meant, existence acting in perfect harmony with itself. From the silent void, a new pulse began. Goku's energy, now the universe's own, triggered a new Big Bang. But this wasn't just any creation. Every galaxy that formed was woven with the fragments of his Saiyan spirit. Courage, the drive to evolve, and the dream of limitless potential became the DNA of this new reality. Every world that sparked into being was a reflection of his journey. Worlds built on strength, on kindness, on defiance, and on unwavering hope. As this new cosmos expanded, echoes of familiar places began to appear. Earth was reborn, now basking under the light of twin suns. A new planet Vegeta emerged, not as a world of warriors, but as a planet radiant and at peace. Namek reappeared, surrounded by vast golden oceans. These weren't mere copies. They were evolved reflections, shaped by Goku's memories. It was as if the universe itself remembered what home felt like. Across this new existence, countless beings felt a subconscious reverence for a forgotten hero of golden fire. Myths and legends were born, telling stories of the warrior who burned for balance. But no one, not a single soul, could remember his name. Goku had become myth incarnate, not a person to be worshipped, but a universal archetype of hope, a whisper in the cosmic wind. From the purest fragments of Goku's scattered essence, a new consciousness formed. This was Ilarion, the architect. He was both Goku's creation and his reflection, a being of pure logic, order, and design. At first, Ilarion oversaw the forming multiverse with divine precision, ensuring every star, every planet was perfectly aligned. But perfection without heart is sterile, and his obsession with absolute control began to corrupt him, twisting his purpose into a desire for dominion. Meanwhile, in the heart of a newborn galaxy, a faint spark stirred, a memory of will, a flicker of self. This spark coalesced into thought, then emotion, and finally into identity. Goku's heart reawakened. He had no body, no form. He was just pure awareness, floating in an ocean of infinite light. His very first thought echoed through the new cosmos. Did I do it right this time? A voice answered, not from a single point, but from everywhere at once. It was the voice of the eternal flame, the very essence of the cosmos he had become. It spoke to him. You are not done, Goku. Creation needs a guide, not a god. This was a revelation. Goku's journey was never about becoming the strongest or ruling over all. It was about igniting harmony where chaos reigned, about finding balance. With this new understanding, Goku manifested once more. He became the Light Saiyan, an ethereal being of radiant golden-white energy shaped in his own image. His aura alone gave birth to new stars. Every movement he made painted new dimensions into existence. This was Goku at his purest, strength without ego, existence without limits. The civilizations born from his energy recognized him instantly. They didn't see a god to be feared, but the spark that gave them life. They called him the Flame Father. And when they looked at him with reverence, Goku simply smiled and said, "If I gave you my flame, then make it brighter than mine." But from the far edges of this bright new reality, a distortion began to grow. This was the Dark Genesis, a being of anti-creation. It was the byproduct of imbalance, formed from the fragments of chaos left over from the last multiverse's collapse. It was the void, wanting to reclaim what was lost. This wasn't an enemy in the way Frieza or Cell had been. It was a reflection of what happens when creation lacks true harmony. As light and darkness clashed, the newborn universes trembled. Stars blinked out of existence. Dimensions collapsed and reformed in a dizzying cycle of energy and entropy. The first war of the new multiverse had begun. And in that cosmic struggle, Goku realized a profound truth. This war would never end unless he accepted both sides as necessary. He had to go beyond good and evil, beyond creation and destruction. He achieved Genesis instinct. In this state, he could balance the two opposing forces, harnessing chaos to sustain order, and using order to empower chaos. His aura, once pure gold, now flickered with both golden flame and shadow energy, intertwined in perfect dynamic symmetry. The final confrontation with the Dark Genesis took place in a realm beyond causality itself. Every blow they exchanged didn't just shatter mountains, it rewrote the fundamental laws of reality. Space and time rippled with every impact. One moment, they fought as titans of energy. The next, they were pure ideas colliding across the infinite canvas of existence. It was then that Ilarion, the architect, made his move. Unable to accept a reality built on a balance of perfection and chaos, he betrayed his creator. He revealed his plan to usurp the eternal flame and impose his own sterile order on everything. Ilarion embodied the ultimate arrogance, the belief that perfection without compassion was the true goal. But Goku stood firm, his voice echoing across all realities. No creation needs a ruler, only balance. And as he spoke those words, the multiverse itself seemed to stabilize, as if acknowledging his truth. The very fabric of existence chose harmony over control. With this ultimate resolve, Goku merged all of his forms, Ultra Instinct, his golden transformations, the Absolute Flame, and his new Genesis Instinct. He became the Omni-Flame. He then released the Omni-Pulse, a single radiant burst of energy that didn't destroy, but restored. It washed over infinite existence, realigning every timeline, every fragment, and every life into perfect, harmonious sync. When the light settled, there was only peace. No more gods, no more wars, just an eternal, self-sustaining balance. The multiverse breathed again, infinite, unified, and truly alive. Humbled and broken, Ilarion knelt before Goku's fading form. But there was no punishment, only forgiveness. Goku merged Ilarion's consciousness into the eternal flame itself, so he could help guide creation with wisdom, not control. Redemption, not judgment, was the final lesson of instinct. And in this new multiverse, the legacy continued. Every Saiyan born from that day forward carried a tiny flicker of Goku's flame within their DNA. Not as a special power, but as raw potential. His spirit had become evolution itself. The universe would forever whisper to its children, "Be more, always." As Goku's final light faded, merging completely into the infinite tapestry of the stars, his voice echoed one last time, a soft whisper across all of creation. Instinct isn't power, it's the courage to keep beginning. And with that, the cycle restarted, not as an ending, but as an eternal, beautiful rebirth. Thanks for watching.